All right, so here we have Bitcoin on Bybit on the 1 hour. First of all, I want to apologize for not being around the last 3 days. I had some serious stuff happen with my family and have been doing the family thing for the last 3 days. Have not touched a computer. But if you were in the Discord, you still stayed ahead of the curve. So shout out to all the Discord members trying to figure out these markets together. Yeah, definitely shout out to you guys. If you were in the Discord, you still stayed ahead of this move. So right now, we tried to get above the 21. Right now, all your major moving averages are all below each other from biggest to smallest. And we knew as soon as we broke this 21 that we could possibly come up to the 50. It looks like it kind of got front ran. A lot of people were probably looking at that level. And now we are back below the 21 and this VPVR level here to the right. So your RSI, trying to get out of the bearish control zone, you are above the signal line. You need to stay above 19,928 in order to stay above, or in order to keep going up. So if you do get rejected and get back into the bearish control zone and cross that signal line, that is not going to look good. Your MACD, pretty strong upside curvature. Looks like your positive momentum's trying to pick back up. We need to get back above 2792 in order to cross this zero line to the upside. So your BBWP is very low, and it's turning around. It just crossed its moving average. So here we go. It's time. The volatility will start again. So as this thing works its way up, it's going to get more volatile and more volatile. Let's go on to the daily real quick. I want to show you something. So it looks like if this is a confirmed low, we will have bullish divergence on the daily if it is a confirmed low. Because you have a higher high here and you have lower highs on your lower lows on your RSI, higher lows on your price action. But if we get back below this purple region at basically 19K, that's going to invalidate that, and we're probably going to cross this red line where I have an alert at 18K. So basically, if we have to stay above 19K. If we drop below 19K, we're pretty much fucked. 16 would be the next level I'd be looking at. So right now, we're going to have heavy resistance here at this POC point of control on the VPVR. Which is just so happens to be back into that range. So, but if we do break back into that range and get above these moving averages, I would expect us to come all the way to the top, 22K, if we can break the 200, which once we get back into this range, if that happens, I do think we would at least get up to the 200. Now, whether that's a trap or not is another story. Let's go ahead and widen this out. All right, and then, yeah, so just stay nimble right now, because if we get rejected from here and fall below this range at 19,850, I would expect us to go to 19K, and then that's the line in the sand. We cross 19K, we're fucked. Let's go to the 4 hour. So right now, your 4 hour RSI below its signal line in the oversold region. It can stay here for a while, but it's not sustainable. It wouldn't take much to turn it back around, especially if you cross your signal line to the upside. If you do cross your signal line to the upside, I would expect you to come to these last lows. So that's going to be support turn resistance on your RSI. Right now, your MACD trying to come up. It's curling around. You're either going to get a retest or a cross. Negative momentum is decreasing. So basically, if you can get back above this signal line on your RSI, and cross this to the upside, my next target would be 2,500. BBWP is very low, printing the dark blue line right now. So the range is over. The range is about over. As soon as this 1 hour, which has already crossed its moving average, but it looks like we could still consolidate down here for a while. We might consolidate for a little longer. But as soon as that thing gets an upside curvature and stays there, and starts working its way up, that's when the big move is going to happen. A big move is coming. A big move. We're either going to come up here to the 100 on the 1 hour and the bottom of this range at 2,800, or we're going to 19K, and then probably 16. I would expect a big bounce at 19K, but I don't think it would hold if we break. So basically, if we break this last low at 19, we'll say 850. 19,850 is the line in the sand for me. I mean, 19K, I would expect a huge bounce, so there would be an opportunity to make a good trade there, but I do not think it would hold. So we're going to find out whether we can get back above this 21 and work our way up to the 50. 50 is going to be major resistance at 2250. So definitely stay nimble once you get up there. Let's move on to Ethereum. By the way, if you guys are liking this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below, one being the Discord. Like I said earlier, we stay ahead of the curve with these videos and with the Discord. So, join, subscribe to the channel, turn on those bell notifications so you get notified with this time-sensitive content. So here we have Ethereum. Looks like we're having some trouble getting above the 21 on Ethereum's 1 hour as well. RSI trying to work its way out of the bearish control zone. This looks like it could break out. If we can get back above this neutral median line, I would expect us to work our way up to the bullish control zone. Now, your MACD losing its upside curvature, but your positive momentum is increasing for a few bars as your BBWP is about to fall below its moving average. So it's starting to look like we can consolidate a little more, but I do think the move happens in the next day or two. All right, so if your MACD can regain some of its upside curvature and you get out of the bearish control zone on your RSI, that's going to look good. I would expect us to break these last highs at basically 1500, and I would expect us to come up to 1515, where this 51 hour moving average, or EMA, is your 1 hour 50 period EMA. All right, so like I said, if your momentum turns bullish and you can get out of the bearish control zone, I would expect you to break this last high at 1500. But 1500 is going to be major resistance as well. So we could come up to the top of the range. This is another scenario. We could come up to the top of this range, get rejected, and still break this low. But if we can break that, I would expect us to come to the 50. If we break the 50, I expect us to go all the way to 1588 or 1580 region, where this purple zone is. You got your 100 crossing your 200 right now. So on the medium term trend, this doesn't look good. And you're going to have major resistance at the top of this purple zone at 1595, where this 200 and this 100 is coming in at. You don't really have too much of a VPVR level, but there was some price action traded in this. By the way, your VPVR is a measurement of horizontal volume at a certain price point. Your RSI and your MACD are both momentum oscillators. They judge bullish and bearish momentum. Your BBWP measures volatility. All right, so there's Ethereum. If we break this last low at 1468 region, I would expect us to come all the way down to this purple zone, or this red zone, at about 1350. That's going to be that's going to be our next major level of support. That would also imply that we cross this signal line to the downside, and your MACD crosses its signal line to the downside while you're printing some dark red bars on that histogram. As your BBWP stays above its moving average and gains a strong upside curvature. All right, and then to the upside, we already talked about to the upside. So if we do break the 50, I do think this BBWP would turn around and then your move would happen. All right, let's move on to Solana. So here on Solana, first thing I want to point out is look how low your volatility is. BBWP is printing the dark blue signals. We're waiting for that to turn around. MACD working its way up to the 0 line. Strong upside curvature. RSI is out of the bearish control zone, testing the previous resistances at the neutral median line turns support. If we can get back above these last highs on the RSI, I think we work our way up to the bullish control zone. Now, what happens at that point is another story. If we can break this 50, I think we can come all the way up to this purple zone, and even break the 100 after a minor pullback at, where am I at? 33.50. All right, but I would expect us to come up to this 200 at about 34.50. All right, and that would also imply that we do get, like I said, back above those highs, and your MACD crosses that zero line. As your BBWP crosses its moving average, it starts working its way up. Let's go to the 4 hour. So we're making lower highs, lower lows. All your major moving averages have negative slopes. Your 100 did just cross your 200. So on the medium term time frame, this doesn't look that good because, so you know what it's starting to, your RSI is in the bearish control zone. It's curling over right now. Your MACD trying to get a fresh cross to the upside. We're going to find out whether this is just a test or a cross. BBWP is down. So this wasn't nothing. This move right here wasn't nothing. It's about to happen. So what it's making me think is that we could have a bounce here. A bounce probably up to 2,500, somewhere in there, and then come back down, make a lower high, and then crack back down, work our way down to 19K. I think the last rally is over. You know, I think 25K was the last rally. So yeah, that's about all I got. Once again, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel, show your support, get notified with this time sensitive content, and stay ahead of the curve. We stay ahead of the curve on the markets. Very high hit rate. We've been doing this for a while. So everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.